Simulator, and indeed some more testing on my streaming software, because I managed to get Twitch and YouTube working at the same time last night. So here's hoping. I am flying off the coast of Argentina. You can just see it in the distance there. To see how many people drop in this afternoon on a very bright and lovely Sunday. Apologies, I think my washing machine is just finishing in the background. But let's see what happens. At the moment it still says sending. I've had to put the bitrate down because Twitch wouldn't work if I didn't put the bitrate down, which is really irritating. It still says sending data, sending data, sending data at the moment. I had some assistance last night from the people at Restream.io, and YouTube is now allegedly online. Hello to YouTube. Welcome to you today to this little test of everything. The biggest problem at the moment is actually getting YouTube to be correct. It just messes up all the time now. I think they're testing a new studio thing. I know what I'm talking about. But their new studio thing is interfering with their old studio thing, and I like their old studio thing because it works. So, let me just fire everything up. I can see I've got somebody in. It's Russell. Hello, Russell. How are you doing? That's interesting. It says read no reply on YouTube. That would be rubbish. Let's just see if I can say hello back. Yes, I can. So that's lying as well. It's all lies. It's total lies. Hello to Paputin. Actually, she doesn't say hello. She says henlo. I've got a funny feeling that that's not what you meant. Paputin, I think it was you who was saying yesterday that you really liked the engine sounds, and so do I. Today we've got engine and rain sounds because it's actually raining off the coast of Argentina, and it's lovely. Really lovely sound. The reason I'm doing this is because I now have the Orbx OpenLC for South America, and while it doesn't transform everything to be spectacular and lovely, what it does do is make all the land classes correct, so you don't just end up with acres and acres and acres of the same thing. Put some extra towns in, I think, that kind of thing. In fact, I think its exact words were, all of the towns and villages are there. Hello to Rodent of the Astra Waste. Hope you're having a good afternoon. I think we're working. What I'm looking to see is whether anybody in Twitch can see as well, because I managed to get Twitch working last night, which is dead exciting, and it does seem to be online. Hello to Al... Sorry, I can't resist pronouncing your name like that. You got a notification for this. Hooray! YouTube was not notifying people about my latest 2-point hospital video earlier. I always thought that getting 1 million views would do something for me, and it so hasn't. Hello, Zaidi says, how many people are going to die? Hopefully none, because that is not the point of this. The point of this is just to make sure that everything streams properly, because I've had some dreadful problems. I also had problems with Active Sky Next, and I worked all of that out, because it turns out that what was happening was that it had installed... Well, what happened actually, it was Steam. The problem wasn't the simulator, it was Steam. Steam had, for some reason, defaulted my drive, my games drive, back to my C drive, which was filling up rapidly. And I didn't realise that, so I used Windarstat, which is one of the best bits of software ever, to work out what it was on my C drive that was clogging it up, and found out then, by accident, that it was being clogged up by what looked like AutoCAD files. I was thinking, well, I don't use AutoCAD, so what's going on? It turns out it was something in a game, and that was when I discovered that it had installed Active Sky Next in a different folder to the rest of Flight Simulator, and in fact it had installed part of Flight Simulator wrongly as well. So I got all of that sorted out and verified all the files and all the rest of it, and suddenly Active Sky Next is working, whether I like it or not. So we've got some rainy weather. Normally I'd fly in clear weather because it's just easier, but we've got some rain today. Twitch is working, that's fantastic. We get people in on Twitch for Flight Simulator streams because people like to come and chat about them. Hello Dylan, who was also notified. Yippee! Hello ZX Becky. Oh, it's always nice when it works. It's just worked, other than the page, my streaming page on YouTube, not refreshing itself to show me that I'm streaming, which it turns out that you have to turn on somewhere else. Ah, can you hear that? Is that loud enough? I can hear rain, only just. I can't hear it that well, but there is just a little bit of rain outside the window. At the moment it's just the sea. I've just flown over the Falklands and we are heading for the tip of Argentina. There was a bit of snow in the Falklands on the, not mountains, just on the hills. You can see I've changed my call sign from yesterday, so I've now got my Jenny call sign again. I tried to get a red plane, but unfortunately the red plane doesn't have all the natty Garmin equipment, and I love the natty Garmin equipment because I can't really fly without it, so... But yeah, I'm dead chuffed. I seem to have finally got it working, which is great. It means I can start reinstalling everything. I bought Orlando yesterday. I bought City Scene Orlando because it was on sale. And in fact, all of Orbx's stuff is on sale at the moment. And I was really excited about it. And it's a little bit disappointing because not everything is there. Things like Icon 360 and the Orlando Eye and stuff like that are missing, and the Starflyer. So I'm going to write to them and ask them whether they're planning to do another update with those sorts of things in, because it's like 400 feet tall and you'd expect that to be in there. And I don't care about Disney, but the Disneyland castle thing is awful. Is it Disney World out there? But yeah, it's just not very good. So I'm assuming he's probably focused more on the actual city of Orlando, because that's pretty good. But it was cool. Hello Astrogali, welcome to you. And so this is just a test really, but it's a test to see whether Twitch is working, it's a test to see whether Active Sky Next is working, which it is because it's raining. It's a test to see whether I can stream to both platforms at once without any problems. Not check my frame rate actually, I'll just have a quick look. Oh, look at that, lovely. It will be round here because there's hardly anything to see, but that's good. That's very good, I'm very pleased with that. Zaidi says, land is America and world is France. I think you might be wrong about that. I think there might be a Disneyland and a Disney World in America. I could be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong, but I believe that that is the case. There's Argentina! Look! It's there! Yippee! Hello to David. He says the weather isn't great. No, it isn't. This is the real weather, so it must be raining a bit. Out Argentina way. Look at that, it's just the sea. Very different from yesterday with our beautiful turquoise weather and everything. Oh! Hooray! Dylan's gone into Twitch. His name in Twitch is Chocolate Soldier. He says I can watch it here too. I'm not really sure why you'd want to watch it in more than one place, but you do whatever you need to do. What I need to do is set up all of the stuff again, so that I get graphics when people subscribe in Twitch and give me money and that kind of thing, because it's not set up. It was all set up and then we had the computer catastrophes. David says it's Disneyland in California and Disney World in Florida. There we go. Knew I wasn't going completely silly. So yeah, Disney World is not very good. It's got Spaceship Earth. Is that, I think Spaceship Earth's a big globe thing, isn't it? And it has got recognisable buildings, and some of the hotels, I say some of the hotels, quite a lot of the hotels are in there, but some of the stuff that I wanted isn't, so I'm really hoping he might update it again, or I can get some of the things from, I don't know, free software or other packages or something. But it's always difficult when you put lots of packages together because they never quite agree with each other, so you have to be a little bit careful. I nearly bought OpenLC North America as well, because as I say, they're half price at the moment, so it would have been 2 for the price of 1. But I really like my North American scenery. Sometimes we fly up the west coast of America in this stream because somebody is doing it for somebody's doing it for free, and it's brilliant. David says Spaceship Earth is Epcot. It is. It is Epcot. And everybody thinks that the big globe thing is Epcot, but it isn't. It's Spaceship Earth. So there you go. We'll just have a quick look at the map just so you can see where we are. So I have flown from the Falklands, which is up here. So I flew from, I didn't fly from Mount Pleasant, I flew from Port Stanley. And you can just see we're just coming in on the tip here. So we're going to try and go over these sort of mountainy bits, just to check that the land classes work. and all of that kind of thing. And Guardia Marina, and then slightly weirdly, Puerto Williams. Lago Fagnano, North, Los Cerros, all these exotic, glamorous places. We got anybody in from Argentina? Sidey says, you buy one, you get one free. I say, you buy one, you get one free. You do, it's all 50% off. That is really bad weather. Yeeks! Astrogali says, I can only see a black screen with mouse cursor on that map. Ah, of course, you can't see the map. Sorry, I forgot. Sorry. Yeah, the map doesn't work, does it? Apologies. Okay, well, you can't see it. You're just going to have to believe me. We're just heading for those little islands off the tip of Argentina. But you can see that the weather is absolutely bloody shocking. Ugh, yuck. Sounds nice, though. It does sound nice. Active Sky Next for Steam is actually an old edition, but it does enough for me. It's all X-Plane these days because FSX is unbelievably old, but I don't care because you can get loads of free software for it and it's great. Sorry if you can hear a bit of extra sound effects, my washing machine's just coming to the end of a cycle. You might not be able to hear it over all of this. Ah, it's lovely. It's lovely. It's looking pretty good from here. I'm only flying at an altitude of about, I think it's about 3,000 just to keep under the cloud. Yeah, exactly 3,000. Autopilot doing its job. I tried turning off high resolution plane cockpit just to see whether I got a few extra frames, and I'm sure I would have done, but all of this went bleh and you couldn't see the letters properly, which annoyed me. But you can see I've got my call sign back. Ah, it's so relaxing. Could do this all day, it's great. If you're new here, because there are a couple of names that I don't recognise, welcome. I'm only testing things today, I'm not doing anything silly. I often do very silly things, but I really want to see what this looks like. I'll tell you the other thing I was trying to do was mess around with the lighting and the effects so that you didn't get the plane effects actually on the windscreen. You can turn the lights off. I think that's off and on. You can see that coming on and off, but it doesn't make any difference to the windscreen, does it? Astrogali says, if you're in a plane, how come we can hear your washer if it's just on a cycle? It's going to be one of those afternoons, isn't it? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What else have I done? What else have I installed? I haven't installed even a tiny fraction of everything I've downloaded, because what I did last year when I bought this and started taking it a bit more seriously was I went through a website that has pretty much every bit of free scenery for flight simulators ever and just downloaded everything that I fancied and ended up with stacks of stuff. But my favourite ones are definitely those West Coast of America ones. I'll probably download some more of that, but it takes ages to install. But here we are. If people want to do some jobs for me, you can find out what this is, because all I know it as is island off the coast of Argentina, which isn't particularly educated. Just going to have a bit of a drink. I hope you've all brought snacks. If you've never been to a flight simulator stream before, the idea is that you bring your own in-flight snacks because I'm too cheap to serve you any. I think this looks pretty good. I think pretty much everything is on maximum quality. But what I was using yesterday, which was the Tahiti X package, was super detailed, and so it was struggling ever so slightly, but this just does the land classes and stuff, so what am I getting? That's not bad. I mean, before we were in the 20s, but obviously then it wasn't great. David says he's putting on the kettle. Does anyone want some tea? You can come around with a trolley. David's doing the drinks. The sun behind me, that's partly what's causing the reflections on the glass, actually. Ah, that's very watery water. Right, here we go then, coming over land. Can see the waves crashing in. There isn't much going on round here. I don't think there's any life at all. I'm glad I'm not in the trike. I'd be getting soaked. And probably bashed around. It was so windy over the Falklands. You can see the plane actually just going a bit. It was so windy over the Falklands, I couldn't even keep control. It was horrendous. Hello to Mark. He says he'd like Earl Grey, black, no sugar. Earl Grey. Do they do that on planes? I don't know whether they do. Russell has just remembered to get his snacks. I haven't got any snacks. What shall I have? I've got some peanuts. I've also got some of those bolognese chips. Oh, Hamar bolognese chips. Ah, my favourite. In fact, I'm going to get them. Always keep a bag of Hamar bolognese chips nearby, just in case of emergency. Oh god, they smell good. They are amazing. If you can get them, if there's a Hamar near you, London Euston, Birmingham New Street. Oh, they're so good. Everybody now wants tea Earl Grey hot. Right, here's the first of my land class tests, and it looks alright. Got some cliffs there. The waves are coming in the right place. Got the odd 3D tree, but not many. I think they should give me these islands. I'm sure I could live here, start a small community. Wow, it is mega windy and rough and horrible and stormy. Yikes. Putin doesn't like Earl Grey. To find us something else. Oh, can I sneeze? Oh, excuse me. Next, Astrogully says, next up, Jenny puts Scotch bonnet chilli sauce on her bolognese crisp. No, that's not going to happen. But somebody has suggested that I should put chilli sauce on tortilla chips, as apparently it makes it taste better. And I'd not thought of that. I think I'd been thinking that chilli sauce was quite dense and a bit lumpy, but I'm thinking of salsa. So I got some crackers to try it on, but of course that wouldn't have worked. But tortilla chips, you can dip them, or I can just drizzle a bit over. And that makes a lot more sense. Somebody else get something else for Putin, please. Is that a boat? Oh no, it's a bit of rock. It was a boat. Speaking of boats, I was going to put this on Twitter, and I haven't yet, but yesterday when we were going round the French Polynesia, I mentioned that there were boats and yachts and things around. And I found a boat, this massive cruise ship, with a helipad on the back of it. It was brilliant. Right, I'm going to sit in your seat for a while, because the land's over here. Rodent of the Astro Race says, I was cooking, so it will be a spinach cake with a grilled cabbage sausage whilst watching my live stream, and peaches in syrup for dessert. Wow, I've not had peaches in syrup for ages! I need to get some. Spinach cake with grilled cabbage sausage, though. Is that actually a thing? Spinach cake, is that made with, like, is that egg with spinach in it or something? And grilled cabbage sausage? Is that sausage like meat sausage with cabbage in it? Or is it cabbage in the shape of a sausage? Zaidi says to call the islands the Jenny Pelago. I agree. There's a little cove there, little inlets. horrendous weather that isn't getting any better. I think this looks pretty good. I'm very, very pleased. I'm dubbing this the Jenny Pelago, as we still don't know what these islands are called. There's absolutely nobody about. I say absolutely nobody about. Just need to make sure, yeah, that's not a house or something. I found something on the Falklands. There was just this tiny, tiny, tiny little villagey thing that you could apparently only get to by boat. I'm just wondering how high I can climb to get a bit of a view down, because we've got things like there seems to be a lake there. You can't quite see it. I'll just set the view back to me. Back to me! Dylan says Twitch is a tad bit faster than YouTube. There must be a delay in the Jennyverse. There might be a delay in the YouTube verse. Is it about 20-second delay? Because it's possible that I've left delay on. Because sometimes I do stream with a delay. Hello, Mr. Weebwacky. And welcome you to the outermost tip of Argentina. And I would offer you a bolognese crisp. But they haven't invented that yet. They are so good. To be honest, I'm glad to hear that Twitch is working at all. Because I haven't managed to do a multi-stream between Twitch and YouTube for yonks. There's an 8-second delay for YouTube. That's not terrible. To be honest with you, that's pretty normal for YouTube. And yes, the pilot is eating crisps. You got a problem with that? Right, I'm just going to set my heading slightly over here. Yeah, there are little lakes in the middle of the mountains. Just going to see if I can go a little bit higher. I don't know how much higher I can get without heading into the clouds, because the weather's horrific and that cloud is really low, but we'll see. Meanwhile, in the sausage story, Rodent says it's a meat sausage with cabbage in it, and the spinach cake is a classic cake paste with spinach in it. Is that instead of sugar, or is it sweet? I don't know. I don't know if these things might exist. I watch MasterChef. They do all sorts of crazy things. Mr. Weedwacky says, Lidl in Denmark has garlic and olive crisps for those who absolutely want to remain single and have bad breath. Bring it on. They sound really good to me. I'm amazed we haven't got those in British Lidl. Maybe they only come and go occasionally. Right, we've climbed a bit. Still okay. Climb a bit more. As you can see, there are lakes. That's very nice. I think that's made that much more realistic. Not that you would necessarily know what it looked like before. There is some land on my map over here. I'm not sure what I've got this set to, but it's just finding the sea at the moment. Oh, there we go. There's a little island there. I just need to check my map, so forgive me for a moment. It will go dark for you, because I need to make sure I'm on the right heading. Could just do with being a touch more... Actually, I could do with being dead to the west. Let's adjust this. There we go, lovely. It is a savoury cake. It's French. Chocolate Soldier asks if that was my washer beeping. Yes, it's finished now. It will not be starring in this video anymore. Oh, you can see the lakes a bit more now. The coastline. Little island to one side. Allegedly. Hello to Dominoid747. He says, oh, this is pretty. It is, isn't it? This is what I want. I wanted to test how nice it looks. So we're going to look out of your window. There we go. I think it's made it look a lot nicer. I just find that weather so calming. Normally I'd complain about rain, but when you get it in Flight Simulator, it's lovely. You might want to bring your sick bags. In fact, who was making the tea? Could you hand out the sick bags as well? Because the weather in Argentina is rubbish. It is horizontal. I think that's more because we're kind of flying through it than it actually being horizontal. But it's pretty bad. Doesn't matter though, because we're in a plane. We're not getting wet. We're in a nice cosy plane with somebody making us tea. They're so nice. Right, well I hope you've all had a chance to go off and get snacks now. I expect to hear about them. You can't buy food on this plane, it's not big enough. It's big enough for me. Probably fit a few of you. Emperix says I can't stop for long, but I thought I'd pop by and say hello. Hello! That's okay. I'm only testing this. I just thought I'd do it live. Winwood Blade says Jen Airways. We serve peanuts, tea, and even do your washing. Yeah, maybe that's what's causing problems with my plane. Because that spin cycle's got to be bad for aviation, hasn't it? Russell asks a rather exciting question. Have you seen the new Pringles flavours? No. No, I haven't. What's this? New Pringles flavours? This had better be genuine and not a joke. What are the new Pringles flavours? This sounds awesome. I hope they're not weird things. They do weird flavours sometimes, don't they? We were talking yesterday about flame grilled steak Doritos. They're really nice. I like those. I don't know how many more flavours of Pringles they've got to go at. Right, I'm just going to tweet. And if you want to retweet, that would be awesome. What's happening? I'm live. Ooh, hang on. Live needs to be in capital letters. Live on YouTube and Twitch right now. Flying into Argentina, which I can't spell, it turns out. But then neither can my autocorrect. Argentina. Bring snacks. Could do with the link. I'll put my channel link, www.youtube.com/Jennyverse live, because some other swine has already got Jennyverse. There we go, lovely. Pringles taste test videos, definitely. Oh, I'm sure we can manage those. Did do a couple at Christmas. I know that I wasn't on them, but I did the Prosecco and pink peppercorn ones, which, against popular opinion, I really liked. And salt and pepper herb wedges ones, which were amazing. Rice Fusion. Other Rice Fusion Pringles. One of them is Tandoori Chicken Masala. And Malaysian Red Curry. I like the Rice Fusion ones. I like the texture of them. Haven't had them in ages though. What do you mean failed to send tweet? You kidding me? Why have you not sent my tweet? Tweet, please. That's actually given me a list of tweets that haven't sent, which I didn't know. No wonder. No wonder nobody replied to me, because... Well, send them all. I don't care if they're a bit out of date. Lovely. If you see that tweet and you can retweet it, that'd be good. There are Peking duck ones, really? Peking duck Rice Fusion Pringles. That sounds good. Meanwhile, Urslob is here. Says I have a nice stone-baked roll with cheese and a can of appetizer. I had 2 soda bread rolls earlier, which I had to put in the oven with cheese, and a bit of that hot sauce, that extra hot sauce. And it goes so well with cheese. It was really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great. And it is really hot though. It is really hot. Well, a few people might drop in. Obviously, if they do drop in, all they're going to see is a lot of wet weather, but that was the point. Probably, when I've flown into Argentina a bit, we'll probably move and test somewhere else. We might go from the north downwards, so we might start in, I don't know, like at the top of the Amazon maybe, or in Peru, or Ecuador. Neutrino Fire says, I went to a cheese festival yesterday. Oh, was this the one in Liverpool? Yeah, I think you were talking about that last week. You bought Carolina Reaper cheddar. Carolina Reaper cheddar. That sounds good. It sounds good, Carolina Reaper cheddar. But I bet it's horrifically inedible, isn't it? Is it really, 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 really hot? The thing is, I don't like really, 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 really hot things because they don't taste of anything. Whereas the sauces that I tried the other day were very, very tasty. Super tasty while also being hot. I should have come, shouldn't I? I should have come to it. Liverpool Cheese Festival. Who'd have thought? Was it actually in Liverpool? Or was it sort of like vaguely in the Liverpool area? Because I really like Liverpool's Christmas market. Because it's only tiny, but it's got everything you could ever want. And the best waffles known to man. It's at the arena. The Echo Arena. Well, there you go. How did I not know this? I need to go one day. But the cheese is flipping expensive. Yeah, they always are, those specialist cheeses. So I assume it's because they're not mass-produced like most cheeses are. Weather's not brightening up any, is it? In fact, it's getting worse. The sky isn't even very blue. There's a nice little inlet there. Yeah, if you don't know where I'm flying, I took off from Port Stanley in the Falkland Islands, or Las Malvinas, depending on which side you're on. And this is Argentina that we're just coming up on. I think what I'm crossing at the moment is those islands at the tip of Argentina. But eventually, when we hit land proper, we'll actually be in Argentina, and then we will probably move somewhere else because I'm just testing out what it looks like. But I think it looks pretty good. Jakar in Twitch says, now I fancy a cheese platter. Oh god, yeah. Hello Ikifu says, so many twiddly knobs. I should not be allowed to fly planes. No, I shouldn't be either, in fairness, but What I do, my trick, is not really to pay much attention to any of the fiddly knobs. I only know a few of them. I just know the ones that get me up in the sky and sometimes back down again. I'm just testing the Orbx OpenLC South America land class thing that I bought last night because there's a 50% off sale. Let's say I resisted buying the North America one, but the frustrating thing is that the North America one also contains Central America, so like Mexico and stuff, and I wanted those, so I don't know. The problem is there's only so much money I'm really prepared to spend on scenery, and I've already spent way too much. If you want to buy me a Kofi Annan, or a coffee in anybody else's language or anybody else's channel, then you can do, to contribute towards some more scenery. Advert. Gotta do it, I'm on YouTube. Everybody on Twitch is like, fund my channel! But yeah, if you want to buy me a bottle of hot sauce, it shouldn't be coffee, it should be hot sauce scenery. Should probably change the page so that it says that. You're not buying me coffee, you're buying me scenery. In answer to Jakar, it's at the moment they're about 15 quid each. So it's £15 per continent. So the South America, North America, Europe, Oceania and another one. They don't really seem to do Asia or around or like the Far East or Russia or anywhere like that. Yet. I'm sure they will eventually. Astragali says if you're at the very southern tip of Argentina, we are flying over the Isla de los Estados. What's an estados when it's a home? Estados? It's not like stars or something, is it? I don't know. Anyway, it's making me very sick. It's a bit rough. Active Sky wasn't working last night, but it now is. Some big cliffs. Nice little lake there. Coffee hot sauce. Jakar sounds disgusting. Although some things do have coffee in them, like some sauces for meat and stuff do have coffee in them, don't they? For the darkness. I agree, Mr. Weeb Wacky, it is so relaxing. I love it. Ah, it's Island of the States. Well, there you go. Estados States figures. Excuse me, just eating bolognese crisps. They're so nice. I think land ahoy. I was wondering for ages whether that was clouds or land, but that looks like land to me. Meanwhile, Neutrino, who seems to have had the best weekend ever, says, while I was at the cheese festival, I bought some chipotle stout sauce. Chipotle. What I really want now, those El Yucateco sauces that I tried the other day, I really want to try their chipotle sauce. They do a chipotle one, they do a couple of jalapeno ones, but the chipotle one, oh, they do a barbecue one. They just sounded really, really good. That sauce shop who do the sauce, the Peruvian sauce that I tried in the first one, they sell all sorts of things. Like loads and loads of hot sauces. Problem is they all tend to be really expensive. They're like the price of a really mega super expensive coffee, actually. Ronley, DJ Chisels, are you out there? On Twitter says snacks but not snacks, because we don't need no snacks on this plane. But yeah, snacks on a plane, snacks on a plane. How did I never come up with that? Why have I been come fly with me all this time? It's snacks on a plane, God's sake. Right, that's what this is now. Snacks on a plane. Meanwhile, Astrogali has sent me an article about the Pringles flavours. And some of you are retweeting me. Awesome. I like this sort of multiple platform thing going on. We should get Discord joining in as well. Except I'm running out of screens. I need to go and get my tablet. There'll be like a sort of a mixing station with Twitter on one side and Discord on the other, and Twitch and chat and YouTube chat. Ikifu says, do we need snacks too? Because I could bust out the custard creams. Have you never been here before? Have you never been to one of these streams? We all have to have snacks. Yes, definitely bust out the custard creams. I haven't got enough real estate on my monitor to do all this. Again, I would probably buy a slightly bigger monitor. I need a new monitor anyway, because this one's getting a bit... You know, like when really dark colours start to pixelate a bit? I've just noticed that a lot recently. I could do with a sort of 27-incher, really. But, again, money. It's a money thing. Because this doesn't pay for itself, you know. Well, actually, it kind of does. It's just about, thanks to all you lovely people, it just about pays for itself. Which is awesome. Mr. Weedwacky says, is rye bread with tuna salad considered a snack? I think, to be honest, any food would be fine. I think you could bring a 5-course meal. In fact, you should do that. You should bring a 5-course meal. Snacks on a plane, honestly. Should have thought of that about 12 months ago, but anyway, it's fine. Land ahoy! There's Argentina proper. Taking ages to get there. Should we tune into air traffic control? What's my nearest airport? Oh! Rivadavia. Rivadavia Centre. I shall request a flight following. So I'm not shot down. Woohoo! It is Rivadavia. Welcome to Rivadavia. Half a pizza, that's definitely fine. That's definitely fine, but what did you do with the other half? Mr. Weedwacky says I could make rye bread with 5 kinds of cover. Do you mean like toppings? I think you mean toppings. Rye bread with toppings. Stuff you put on top of bread in general. Oh, it's getting really rough. You won't be able to keep your snacks down. A tin of baked beans. I suppose you could have a tin of baked beans. I've got no problem with you having any kind of food, really. Some people would consider beans on toast a snack. Depends whether you're a student or not. They also, I don't know whether they still do this, but didn't they used to make like snack pots of beans, which is such a waste of packaging. Neutrino says, are you suffering with wind on the flight? Well, you will be if you eat a whole bloody can of baked beans. They do still make snack pots, but they're expensive. Yeah, well they would because they're in loads of plastic, which is no good. I've just realised actually that I'm having to do the whole talking between Twitch and YouTube thing again because I haven't done that in a while, and you can't see each other's chats like I can. Dylan has just made the same joke that I've made. Neutrino says, I reuse those snack pots as a measuring thing for when I want beans on toast. Is it the perfect measure of beans then? There you go. Ah, this is horrible. Horrible weather. At least it stopped raining. It's just really stormy. That always freaks me out, just being in the middle of nowhere. It's nice to see so many of you here. It's a beautiful day outside, but it's a bit cold. And the sun keeps going in and out, which is no use for planning anything, is it? Now that I've got a bit more land in sight... Whoa! Whoa, that's a lot of frames! That's a lot of frames per second. Wowzers! Good! So it should be. I reckon I've got the best processor for flight simulation. It's probably doing pretty well. Jikar, and I really hope I am pronouncing your name correctly and it's not Yakar, says, what has been your favourite in-flight meal? Haven't really had enough in-flight meals to comment on a favourite. It's raining again, by the way. But, I actually really I went to Orlando a couple of years ago, and it was one of the British chefs, James, somebody or other, does their in-flight meals. And the vegetarian one was a cheddar souffle thing, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. That was followed up by the richest chocolate and salted caramel mousse, I think it was. And on both flights, I was sitting next to somebody who didn't want to eat their mousse because one was dairy intolerant and the other one just didn't want it for whatever reason. And I demolished them, and my god, I felt ill afterwards. It was really bad. Neutrino says it looked like you only had 2% fuel left. As far as I'm aware, I'm on unlimited fuel, irrespective of what they're saying. It actually says 82%, but I believe on unlimited fuel anyway. Jakar's favourite was on a flight back from India, had a breakfast curry. What did that have in it? Was it like sausage, egg, beans, bacon, hash browns, black pudding, tomato, all mixed up in curry sauce? Or is it just, you know, curry, but they happen to eat it for breakfast? I should probably check where the nearest landing site is when we get to Argentina. Like whether there are any airports around. Is that the tip of Argentina there? I think it is. I don't think there's another island to come. Yeah, there we go. You can see airspace there. Excellent. It was tomato, a little spice, and poppadoms. Poppadoms for breakfast. That's intriguing. That makes me want to have another crisp. Neutrino's favourite flight was also flying back from Orlando, in which you were given 4 mini bottles of wine and 2 braised steak meals, as people beside you couldn't eat them. Ah! Isn't it great when people go, do you want that? Yeah, I do. Especially if it's a salted caramel dessert. Rodent of the Astro Waste says, is this Cape Horn? If Cape Horn is what is at the bottom of Argentina, then yes it is. I can't believe I don't know that, but I don't. I don't know what it is in Spanish. Should have looked it up. When we get there, I'm going to try and find somewhere to land. And then, and you'll be able to hear actually when there is somewhere to land, because they'll hand me off to their air traffic control. But I then will take off from somewhere completely different, nearer to a city. We could go to Lima, We could go to somewhere in Brazil. We could go to Venezuela, Chile, Ecuador. What else? Is Bolivia? I think Bolivia might be a little more. It's a bit more Central America. Is French Guyana or somewhere along here as well? Suriname, maybe. I wonder where my nearest airport is. I haven't got anything showing up on here yet. There's no airstrips or airfields or anything. Wow, is that the closest one there? Really? Might jettison before that then, or try and land in a field somewhere. Might need to go up a bit higher as well. I don't want to go into the clouds, but it's starting to get a bit hilly, and I have a feeling that those hills are probably higher than I'm flying. Up we go! You can look out of your window. Oh, oh no! Oh, that's really annoying. Damn it! I hate low clouds. Ah! Right, fine. We might actually have to go right up to get above it. Oh, that's so annoying. Let's just go up to 6,000 and see if I can get away from it. Meanwhile, Astrogali will be your toy guide for this afternoon, who says Cape Horn is further south of where I am. I think she's approaching Isla Grande de Tierra del Fuego. And we can see it again. Yippee! It's not very Fuego today, is it? It's Tierra del Reino. Cape Horn is in Chile, at the southern point of mainland America. So there. We've all learnt something today, I'm pleased to say. Right, it seems to have come out of the cloud again, so set that to 5,000. Hope that it's high enough. Ikifu says, "This is your captain speaking. We appear to be flying over Silent Hill somehow." These things happen. The skies are getting a bit bluer. There we go, levelling off, which will allow us to speed up a bit. Somebody find me a good city to go from. I don't know many cities. I don't even know what the capital cities are. Brasilia? Peru? That's about it. That's literally about all I know. Oh, Uruguay? Uruguay would be another South American country. How many South American countries can I name? Argentina, Chile, Venezuela, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, Suriname, I think. French Guyana, I think. Uruguay. Ecuador, said that? That's all I can think of. I could do Orlando to Manchester because I have both Orlando Airport and Manchester Airport, but the view would largely be, well, that. I could just leave it running, just have an all-day live stream, and I just sort of pop in and out when I feel like it. Colombia, yeah, there's another one. The capital of Peru is definitely Lima, that's about the only one I know. I love how the plane's going up and down because of the wind, and everything on my streaming is going, warning, warning, as if it knows you're all about to die. Costa Rica. Is Costa Rica definitely in South America rather than Central America? I'm not sure. I'm going to assume that it is. Paraguay? Is that in South America or is that Central America again? Central America is so much more exciting. But this only covers South America. As I say, I think that Central America is included with the North America pack, but there's only so much money I'm prepared to spend this weekend. It would be a bit like Desert Bus, yeah. It would. Yep, the home for retired bears is in Lima, that's true. Oh dear. I think I said Venezuela. I hope I said Venezuela. Ecuador, Colombia and Venezuela all have very similar flags as well. Said Ecuador. 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 You're welcome. Vlad says, "Oh God, watch out! It's coming right for you." What, Argentina? I think it's more the other way around. I think I'm more heading for Argentina. Oh, the clouds! The clouds are coming right for me. Well, but not. Maybe not really. Not really. We've sort of done that bit. Managed to get out of the clouds. Astrocali says, "Can you turn that big fan off?" I can, but that could bring things to a grinding halt very quickly. I think Suriname is a country. I believe it is actually a country. I'm fairly certain I've seen it on Pointless. It's also got an E on the end of it because it's French, because quite a lot of that bit is French. I'd like to live in Peru, probably. If I had to live in a South American country. It just looks so interesting. Everything's so interesting over there. I do find Britain very boring, even with everything that's going on. It's still boring, it's just frustrating as well. It's rubbish. Ah, it's very green. I'm just gonna switch seats. It's very foresty around here. What temperature it is? Let's just have a look. Does that say 5 degrees? I don't know what oat is. What's oat? So they are flying reasonably high. Right, there genuinely don't seem to be any airports or airfields around at all, which sucks. That's genuinely my first airport, if that is an airport. Outside air temperature. Oh yes, it could well be outside air temperature. Oh no, oh no. Oh, it's raining again! It's nice though. I like the sound. I haven't been handed off yet, have I? There can't be that many airports around. We're currently being followed by Comodoro Rivadavia Centre. I'm being informed by YouTube and Twitter that apparently no notification has gone out for my latest video, which is not theme hospital, 2-point hospital. YouTube is being really sucky at the moment. It's taken more subscribers off me. And doesn't seem to be promoting me at all, which is really frustrating. We seem to have rain coming both down and across. Could play noughts and crosses in it in a minute. But yeah, it's just been really rubbish. I really genuinely thought that getting 1 million views, it might go, oh, Jenny, you are serious. Yeah, we'll give you some help. But no. Does anybody know the Argentinian national anthem? I'm sure I'd know it if I heard it. Watched enough football. Vlad says 1 million views is yesterday's news. It's very true. It's actually pretty rubbish in the grand scheme of YouTube, but I was proud of it. Not many people can say that they've had 1 million views on YouTube. Right, get back into my own seat. I'm sure there must be a way of cycling backwards. It's really annoying having to go through all of the views again. Got a little lake over there. Oh yeah, you can actually see it. It's there. Stormy weather. Oh dear. I love how the sunlight really genuinely makes things 3D. It seems to catch off everything exactly perfectly. Dylan says, is it time to put your clothes in the dryer? No, they'll live. I won't be on for that much longer anyway. They'll be absolutely fine. Unless you're trying to get rid of me, in which case obviously I can go. Hang on a minute, this is my stream! Wouldn't want to get lost down there. Yikes. Right, I am going to change where we are now. I don't think I've got a hope in hell of landing here, but that's never stopped me trying before. Let's do it. There are no flat bits. That's a bit of a shame. Oh well, we'll have to land on not flat bit. Could land using the trike. Landing using the trike's much, much easier. This is the point where I suddenly see something really interesting. We have to go back up again. I hope that not too many of these trees are genuine trees, because if they are, then we have a problem. Coming down just a little bit quick. Just a little bit. No, don't go back up again. It's so windy that even gliding this down is proving to be a bit of a challenge. The wind just keeps wanting to take me straight back up again. Oh, I haven't timed this quite right, have I? Oh dear. Not that any of you care, because you like seeing me crash, so... Yeah, I actually can't get the nose down. It is really, 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 really windy. You can see the cracks in the ground where I've performed this landing 28 times before. I don't even know if my landing gear is down. Actually, I don't know whether it is. It might not be. Here we go. Hang on to your snacks. Because I can't tell where the ground is. Oh! Ooh! Stay down! Stay down! Get the brakes on! We're gonna be going for a bit of a ride. Might have to do a handbrake turn. Check me out! Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We have landed in Argentina. I have absolutely no idea where in Argentina, but we're in Argentina. Yay! Yes, I will accept that round of applause. Thank you. Right. Let's go somewhere else. Go to airport. Okay, right, so, there are 294 countries. I want... Well, that's just all the states. I want South America. So, yes, you're right. I realise that Cessnas always have their landing gear down as well because it just sticks out. Ratcoat says it's drug courier simulator. I don't know what you're saying about Argentina. How dare you? Right, where are we going to go from, guys? Should we go from Peru? Really, I need somewhere that's going to have some, you know, activity. I need a city. Perhaps we could go from somewhere in Brazil. 773 cities in Brazil. Rio. I know that's not very original. Oh, there's lots of Rios. Rio de Janeiro, Rio Blanco, Rio Claro, Rio Grande, Rio Tinto, Rio Verde. Let's go to Rio de Janeiro. We haven't got a choice of airports. Vlad says, wait, what's happening with the pilot that just landed? Is he going to be in the woods? It's not real, Vlad. It's not real. I'm okay. I'm not in the woods. It's okay. We're fine. Right. I don't know which one of these is the main airport, and I don't really care. We'll go for the international one. Right, I have definitely turned my throttle down. Yep, so that we're not immediately taking off. Although, to be honest with you, that might happen anyway, because it's not massively stable. Anyway, I'm here to test all of this, and I'm really pleased with that. Good frame rates. The water looks watery. The weather is working. The edges of things, the edges of the terrain all looked good. I am pleased. Right, it's just loading the terrain data. You can speculate about what happened to the pilot if you like, it's fine. People following me will have been like, oh my god, the plane has just disappeared, what do we do? Call the police. Actually, don't bother, it's Jenny, it's fine. See, I'm singing Ecuador now, but we're going to Brazil. Eventually. Must be quite a lot of scenery in Brazil. There's a whole lot of scenery in Brazil. That's definitely not the right song. It's adjusting scenery objects, just in case you know, just keeping you updated. 82% now. %. It's loading air, land and sea traffic. We've not seen another person in about an hour. We had lots of little cars and vans last night. Hurrah! There we are. Galileo Ground? Hello, Galileo Ground. I'm assuming I'm already cleared for takeoff because it's not giving me that option. Not that I care anyway. See, loads of buildings. Right, this is going to screw my frame rate up, isn't it? Better turn that on just so I know. Hey, this is a big airport with lots of stuff going on. Infrero is what that building says. Got some little hangar things. Let's go. Actually, let's stop, because what I want to do first is set my autopilot, which will now just take me straight up to 5,000 feet. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I want it to be doing the flying while I am looking at the stuff. Variglog. I don't know what Variglog is, but the fact that it's so detailed that I can even see Variglog is pretty cool. Up, up and away! This looks like it's going to be good. Got a nice big terminal building there with some planes in it. And on the other side, sorry, just pull out a bit. On the other side we have beautiful blue water. And a bridge that actually makes sense. That's always good when your scenery... Well, I say it makes sense. Obviously the cars are disappearing completely when they go onto the bridge, but it's fine. It's fine. These things unfortunately happen. That is a lot of stuff, and I'm still getting 30 odd frames per second. On the old computer that would have absolutely just failed miserably. I'd have had to turn the settings right down, and even then it probably wouldn't have been too impressive. That's a cool airport terminal, a sort of double horseshoe thing going on. That's big. What are we up to? 1,100 feet. That is the river thingy. I know all about Brazil. Christ the Redeemer must be around here somewhere, but I haven't got a clue where, I'm afraid. If we do see it, we'll see it by accident. I mean, it's up a big hill. How many big hills can there be? Probably loads. Can't get hold of my range. There's a few airports around here, as you can see. The plane flying itself is one of the creepiest things ever. But it's good, I like it. Oh wow. Giganto Road Junction. You can see all the traffic now. We've seen more people in this last few minutes than we have in the entire stream because nobody lives in the Falklands. Or indeed anywhere else around there. The idea of OpenLC is it puts all the roads in the right place. What that leads to is your scenery not necessarily being quite right, because where I live, the roads intersect houses and things because the scenery's not right, but it's pretty damn good. I can't remember who was talking last night about old flight sims, which are just vector graphics that sort of constantly re-updated in front of you. And I remember us thinking they were amazing, and now we see stuff like this, it's like, oh, it's not realistic enough. Oh! people talking. Right, I'm going to request a Class C airspace and transition. Whoa, and I'm going to disappear. I like the idea of maintaining my own navigation because that's exactly what I'm going to do. But I am going to get up higher because at the moment I can't bloody see anything. I think the airspace that we're talking about is that purple one. So once I've got out of that I might need to tell them. Is there a reason why I can't adjust this? That's weird. Oi. That's strange. I can't turn it off either. In fact, it also says it's putting my brakes on. What's going on? No, the plane is out of control. I can't adjust it. Huh? Oh, that's bloody irritating. Right, okay. Let's see if we can clear these clouds anyway for the time being. I have broken it by the looks of things. Because normally I can just click on that. It also says I've got the brakes. What are you doing? What is going on here? That's seriously odd. Yeah, something's not right, is it? Well, let's hope that we at least get above the clouds so you can see. Hello, Brazil! How are you doing? I'm in an out-of-control plane flying over your house. How do you feel about that? Wow! Check it out! That's awesome! We've come a long way. We've come a long, long way since the days of Apple II. Whatever flight simulator it was on that. Good grief. Frame rate's still pretty good, given that this is the super mega graphics. I love the way that that looks 3D. It looks like all the houses are there. It's just a combination of graphics like from Google Earth, satellites, whatever they take them from, with the odd building placed here and there. In fact, if I zoom in you'll be able to see. It's just really clever how they do it. Blue skies. Very, very blue skies above me. What are we up to? So let's say 4,900, yes.
Korea departure, orbit 7844, is climbing through 700, 9,000. Orbit 7844, Rio departure, roger, altimeter 3000. Orbit 7844, turn right, heading 050, resume on navigation, climb and maintain 9,000. Turn right, heading 050, proceed on course, climb and maintain.
This is a bit weird because what's happening is my mouse is moving that, so my mouse doesn't seem to be... How weird is that? My mouse doesn't seem to be allowing me to control that anymore. Instead, what it's doing, like when I do that, it puts the brakes on. I seem to have ended up with a mouse instead of a joystick. So what's the joystick doing? The joystick also works. What? How has the mouse ended up as the controls? That's not right. Hang on a minute. Let's just have a little look there. Controls. You won't be able to see this. Controller type. USB joystick. Let's just see if that changes it. No, it's still doing it. Oh, that's really frustrating. It's not the most stable of software. It's screwed up. But in any event, I think we can all agree that that's pretty awesome. It's a shame that we're going up into cloud and I can't do anything about it, but hey. That's really frustrating. It's just got confused, hasn't it? Right, I need to go off and work out what's happened there, I think. But do have a look at these amazing blue skies before you go. Ikifu asks what joystick I'm using. Oh, honestly, it's some game thing. It was a game... yeah, that shouldn't be doing that. It was a GameWare joystick that I bought back in 2000 and... When did I buy Flight Simulator 2002? Found a copy of Flight Simulator 2002 cheap in Morrison's once, so I bought it, and then I got really into it. And I had quite a lot of time on my hands at the time, so I taught myself and went through all the lessons and stuff. And I bought this joystick because it was cheap. It was about 15 quid or something ridiculous, and it's done me quite well. That's a terrific view. I mean, genuinely, that is amazing. That actually looks real. Little wisps of cloud. Getting very variable frame rate, but the lowest I'm seeing is still in the 30s, and it looks smooth. I hope it looks smooth at your end as well. I think this test has been very successful, even if Flight Simulator itself has decided to start being stupid. Oh, there's some greenery in front of us as well. Awesome. That's great. Oh, it looks so lush and inviting, doesn't it? It might well be inviting. Might be inviting me to crash into it. I think it's got confused because I think I took control of the plane when it didn't want me to, and now it thinks I'm trying to fly with the mouse, which I'm not. Oh, it's lovely though. I'm very, very pleased. Right, got to do my standard YouTube stuff. You can support me through the following channels: Patreon, Coffee, which we call Kofi and Am around here because we're weird. Obviously Super Chat, but that's come and gone, and don't do it on Super Chat anyway because most of the money doesn't get to me. Patreon is probably the best. Loads of extra content on there. Please join the Discord server. Please follow me on Twitter, which a couple of you have done. Obviously you can now watch on Twitch or YouTube, which is dead exciting. I'll set it all up so that if you subscribe or if you give me bits or whatever they're called, we get a little graphic. It's just all of that got deleted when I changed computers. Ah, the clouds are coming for us. Vlad was right. I hope you've enjoyed your snacks.
7844. Climb and maintain 13,000.
Do you mind?
Climb and maintain 13,000. Orbit 7844.
Doing a broadcast here.
Orbit 7844. Contact Azalea Center on 124.8.
Do you want to stop talking to each other?
Point 124.8. Orbit 7844.
That's just rude. Anyway, yep, this has definitely proven that is much better than my previous computer. Even if you can't see bugger all now because we're in the clouds. But hopefully I will see... Oh, no, now we're out of the clouds and heading for some hills. Great! And I've got no control of the plane. That's good. Anyway, yeah, thank you for coming. There's been plenty of people here. There's been a total view time of 23 hours. You're watching me fly around for 23 hours. Wow. But it's worth it for this sort of scenery, isn't it? This was worth £15. I don't know whether getting North America would be worth it when I've got the whole west coast of America. I've got a load of free software for it, but I'll have a think about it. I think the sale might have ended anyway. I think it ended yesterday. I think it might have been a one-day only thing. Oh no, I lied actually. No, sorry, it's the whole of March. So I'll have a think about whether to get any others. But there is a limit to the amount of money that I'm prepared to drop on this stuff. But with that delightful view, I will say enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and thank you for coming.